Stanley, a barber, gets ready to close up his shop for the evening. It is the same routine that he has been doing for over 20 years. Each comb, pair of scissors, and other instruments related to his trade has its own little place somewhere in the old shop. Over the long years, he has become very efficient at closing the shop. The place is completely clean. He begins to go to the back of the shop to turn the lights off. Instead of going out the back door like he usually does, he decides to go out via the front door. Even with the lights out, he gracefully guides himself through the shop. He is very impressed that he can walk through his barber chair-laden shop without bumping into a single thing. He attributes this to his experience of being in this place for over 20 years. Outside, standing on the sidewalk, he looks down and sees many cracks splitting apart the pavement. Then he looks at his shop. With all the lights turned off and the pole no longer spinning, he takes a deep breath and looks at his shop, his life. It was everything to him. After standing there for about 10 minutes, he walks to his car. The crisp November air is a very small pleasure to his nose. One single dead, dried up leaf, carried by the wind, rolls past him and almost lands on his foot. He stops to watch the leaf. He continues walking as the leaf disappears around the corner. Stanley slowly inserts the key into the door lock. The door of his old car jerks open with a squeak. He grunts as he sits himself down into the seat. The leather seat grunts back as Stanley gets comfortable. He starts the car. The car growls as it starts. He pulls the car around to his shop. He stops right out in front. He gets out of the car. Stanley goes to open the trunk and pulls out 2 10-gallon tanks of gasoline. Dousing the shop with gasoline, he slowly makes a trail of it, which leads next to his car. Stanley then fumbles around in his pocket, looking for his trusty lighter that has lit many a cigarette for him over the years. He lights the trail and watches the flame follow with lightning quickness. Within minutes, the shop is engulfed in flames. He watches the fire and sees his life going up. The flames make faces and laugh at him. After watching for about 5 minutes, he leaves, just as the fire trucks are arriving. Home at 10:39 p.m. Every night, for well over 20 years, dinner has been waiting for him when he got home. But tonight was different. No supper was on the table, on the stove, or in the refrigerator. Going upstairs to see what is happening, he finds his wife in bed, fast asleep. Next to his bed is the Golden Scissors Award 1969 for the best barbershop. His barbershop being no more, he picks up the prized trophy. He looks at it up close. He can see himself in the reflection. It is the first time he actually sees himself. He sees his wrinkles, he sees his rough skin and 2-day-old beard. In the reflection of his eyes, in the scissors, he sees the scissors. And within that, he sees the eyes. And within that, he sees everything. He raises the scissors up over his head and brings them down brutally on his wife's skull. She doesn't even wake up. He brings them down again and again. The golden scissors are now stained with blood, as is his hands, his wife's head, and the pillow on which her head was resting. He brings the scissors down again and again and again. Each time he brings his hands, a gasp escapes his lips. It is a gasp of relief. He has just freed someone from this world. She was too good for it, and he feels that he is doing her the biggest favor he has ever done for her, or for himself, for that matter. The crunching of her skull is not heard by his ears, which choose not to acknowledge the sound. Looking at the window, he sees himself again. He doesn't like what he sees. He throws his trophy at the window. The window, like the pavement under his feet just a little while ago, is now cracked and shattered. His life, like the window and the pavement, is now cracked and shattered. He walks down the hall, breathing very heavily. The hall seems to have a different ambiance as the floorboards squeak. He walks down the steps. Each step says something to him on the way down. His hands slowly glide along the banister. He goes into the living room and sits down in his favorite chair. He turns on the television using his remote control. It has made his life so much easier. He fumbles around his pocket again and pulls out his lighter and his last cigarette. He lights it and lets the smoke course through his veins. Stanley inhales his cigarette, watching television, waiting for his children to come home for the evening.